2 glasses of water. This glass of water, which is your city or county water, contains 50% of the allowable lead that the EPA allows. Again, it contains 50% of the allowable lead rating that the EPA allows. This glass of water is 99.9% pure of all heavy metals, all pollutants, all crap. Which one are you going to drink? I'm gonna die. Actually, they're both the same because they came from my kitchen sink where I have some of the world's cleanest water. Hold on one sec, I'll tell you. All right, guys, so I've done previous videos on under-sink water filters. Today I'm going to talk about not only my new under-sink triple stage water filter system that I have here, I'm also going to show you guys my big whole house system up here, which is a multi-stage system for the well. So I'm going to cover this in a couple stages. First of all, in the description below, I build a web page and I put exact links so you know exactly what I'm talking about on these products. That's number one. Number two, our policy is we don't take free stuff and we don't make paid videos. We don't allow people to pay us. We buy products, we test them. If we like them, we share them with you, and we put links down there. A lot of you guys won't do this, and I think you really need to do this. Go to Google, type in your county, and type water quality reports. You're going to bring up a real pretty looking report with all kinds of pictures and plants and all kinds of stuff, but I want you to read the numbers. And what you're going to find is that a lot of time your county fails. There's going to be a fail on there, but not just the fail. Don't look at the fails, look at the other thing. So I'm allowed, the house we just sold comes in from a large county water system, and you're allowed to have X number of parts per million of lead. Well, it was at 50% of that. It was any more and it probably would have failed. There's a bunch of different things, and it tests all kinds of stuff, and you're going to see that your water still contains a lot of crap, and they don't test it all the time, so you don't know if there's an influx of it. So what I recommend is, at least on one sink, your kitchen sink on your cold water faucet, what you're going to do is you're actually going to go ahead and you're going to put one of these under sink filter systems. It literally takes you 3 minutes to install. It's the simplest thing in the world. Now, I used to use one single filter system, which was a good filter system, but my problem with it was trying to change the filter. There were times I couldn't get that thing open. The reason why I like this system is it installs in 3 minutes. You just basically plug it in and go. The filter systems, there's a 3-stage filter. The filters go in and twist, and they're beautiful looking filters. It's a great looking unit, really performs well. It has all of its certifications. You can see it on the website or whatever you want to do, but real good system. Now we have one downstairs on the kitchen sink here. I have one off. I have a little kitchenette upstairs in the office bedroom upstairs. We have one up there. I took out the old filter system at the beach house, and we installed one of these at the beach house, and everybody knows. So if we give our dogs water, we go to the kitchen sink, give them cold water. If we're making drinks, for refilling water bottles, if we're cooking, we go to the kitchen sink and we put in cold water. It is really clean. So I want you to check out your water system, and this is a simple system to install, literally 3 to 5 minutes. It's a no-brainer. Just need a pair of pliers, take out the bolts, hook it up, plug it in, boom, done. I will take you up here in a minute. In a second, I'm going to talk to you about our well system. Now, I have 2 things. I have a shallow well here. I'll explain the shallow well. And then we have our deep well, or 600-foot deep well that actually feeds the house. The shallow wells are actually quite dangerous. They get full of bacteria. This one tested not only for bacteria, but E. coli. It tested a bunch of stuff. The guy that tested said, I would not drink out of this well. I said, I assumed that naturally after 25 years. That's why we had the other well put in. So I'm going to go up, I'll change the filters, and I want to show you, it's really cool. I want you to see on my big filter system, I want you to see that pre-filter. It's amazing the difference. I hadn't changed it since we moved in here. It's been sitting there. It's pretty cool. So here we go. So if you didn't see the remodel of the farmhouse project, it's actually pretty cool. We took this abandoned house down to studs basically and replaced every single thing inside of it. Every wire, every piece of plumbing, every piece of HVAC. This was a full year process. If you didn't see it, it's not just the house, but it's the whole property, from the pond to the barn to the fields. It's pretty cool to watch that video. Let me hop over here and show you the shallow well. Now there is a note that I need to include on this. When you go to the page below, I linked to the main big filter systems for your whole house. And you can install, if you have city water, there's 2 versions. There's something if you have city or county water, these, or if you have a well, and that's an important distinction. Now on your wells, they always want you to include a UV filter. Now your UV filter, of course, is going to focus on your bacteria, but there are two. So when you go to that page, it'll give you the option and help you work through what system, if you want that full system. All right, so well number one, just so you know, this was here. It was not covered. We just built a little box for it so we could insulate it in the wintertime. Shallow wells are usually 24 inches around, 30 inches around, and about 30 feet deep. They pull in associated groundwater, and it pools in here, and then a pump goes into it. Oh, let's see if we got any snakes. That's what a shallow well looks like. That's all it is, 30 feet deep. This now runs our irrigation systems. This now runs our irrigation systems only. So we water our lawn, wash our cars with it, water that new front area out back. When we had it tested, I assumed it was going to be nasty, and sure enough, it tested tons of bacteria, had E. coli, and the guy said, dude, you don't want to drink this. I said, I know that. That's why we're going to put in the deep well. So we installed this deep well, and the story on this deep well is, while I'm walking up there, at 600 feet, they call it a dry well. So I'm on the phone the day of the drill, and they're calling me, okay, we're at 300. Okay, we're at 400. We're at 500. What do you want to do? And I said, dude, at 500 feet, I'm $9,000 into this hole, so keep going. We hit water at 575. Real nice water, really clean. Water at that deep is, you're going to have sort of a rock smell, not sulfur. It's a rock smell. It smells almost like granite. This system takes that smell out, purifies the water. Then if by some chance you have a well and you have a sulfur rotten egg smell, I show you, it's from your water heater, and I show you a solution for that. It's a little plug that you buy. It's electronic ionizer, and it solves that sulfur problem. Look for that video on our channel. I came out here earlier today, but I didn't do a good job of recording this. So after this was all said and done, Ryan and I came out here and we built this little, and we just wanted a cute little well house. So we built a cute little well house. We insulated this because we do get a few freezes. Last year we got down to 16, 13 degrees. It was horrible. Why do I have sleeping bags over my pressure tank? I have sleeping bags over my pressure tank because I want to keep it cool. I want that water to stay cool. You can order a bag that goes over it, but when we built this, we left this part open, and the ground in the wintertime actually keeps this from freezing because the ground stays about 50. So the way that this works, this is the hole that they actually drilled on the well. That goes 600 feet down. They sink a pump down there. This comes into here. It then goes into the pressure tank. The pressure tank then goes into this system. That tank, that goes around, it goes through this filter system. Now this is the filter system. This is one for the well. I have a pre-filter. I have the main carbonized tank. I have a post filter. And then I have a UV filter. Got it? So that's that whole system, and it completely purifies this thing, does a great job on it. Then it goes to the house where we hit it with that triple filter. All right, so I'm gonna take you upstairs and I wanna show you instead of going downstairs and dealing with the kitchen sink underneath, which is a mess, it's easier to come up here. And what I did, since I'm gonna put a coffee maker up here in the wintertime, I'm gonna put a coffee maker up here, and I want to clean water without having to go downstairs. Basically, this is your filter system here. So all it is you just disconnect your inline, and it plugs right into here. It just sticks right in. Stick in the other side and reconnect the other side, and you're all done. It's such a simple system. These just twist and pop out, and you're all good to go. I love this little system. It's great. Okay, so here is the pre-filter. It's very, very fine. And here is the post-filter. So let's take out, I always put a bucket under my filters. And you're not going to be able to see this, are you? You're going to be looking at my butt. I'm sorry, but there's not enough room in here. Now this is the post-filter, so you can see the difference on it. Again, I like to put my bucket under it. can just feel the sediment on the outside. So there's a pre and a post. Look at that. Look at the inside of it. That's crazy right there. And that thing's doing its job, I'll tell you what. So this is the first thing that the water hits right here, is the pre-filter. Then it goes into the carbonized tank. This is a special design system. Then it goes into the post-filter, then it goes into the UV system. I got clean water here, trust me. So I walk out back and the babies are out here. Hello guys. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? So that was kind of cute. I don't know if you saw the babies or not. I don't even know if it's going to show up on video. A lot of people comment about chemicals and putting chemicals on your lawn or using synthetic fertilizers or all these different things, but they fail to realize that there are two things that I fear the most. One being ticks, Lyme disease, which is very prevalent right now, especially living out here. We take multiple steps when we prepare ourselves to go out in the woods or do any work around here. The other thing is bacteria. The sickest I've ever been has been from a bacterial infection. And I'm talking about in bed, 7 days straight, unable to eat, unable to move. Bacteria will kill you faster than anything on earth. You can worry about all the chemicals you want, but if you're not thinking about bacteria, both on your food and your water. Matter of fact, the wife and I were watching, if you go to Netflix, and if you watch the movie Poisoned, or watch that series, I don't think you'll ever eat food again. They talk about the inspection of the USDA and all that kind of stuff. It's a scary flick. But they specifically talk about bacteria and E. coli and all this kind of stuff. And it's really important, especially on something like your water system. That's why we really take some steps here. And I think it really hit me when I actually pulled up my county's water report and I looked at it. And here's a big county serving, hundreds of thousands of people. And there's 50% of the lead, allowable lead in there. And then you look at the other things that are inside of there, and a lot of times they fail certain levels. You never know what's coming into your house. That's why one of the commitments I made when we came out here is I said, I'm going to have the cleanest water that you've ever seen. And we do. That big whole house filter, again, when you go to their website, it's going to vary. If you have a well system, you definitely need the UV system. But if you just have a regular city system, just without, you're going to need a plumber to install it. They say you can install it yourself, and if you can do that, fine, but you're going to have to pay a plumber to come out and install it, and I recommend that. The undersink system is wonderful. Matter of fact, Ryan, my son, I call him a water snob because he only drinks certain types of bottled water. He doesn't like this type of bottled water or that type of, so he's a real water snob. He's going to watch this and laugh because he is. But he'll come over here and he'll fill up his water jug with our sink water. He said, that's fantastic water. And it is. We've had it tested. It's super, super clean. Stick one of those filters on, guys. It's the best thing you can do for your house. Again, all the links are down below. I got a bunch of videos coming out. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So talk to you later. Doc.